Tired of chasing dreams that never materialize, stuck in the same rut year after year? In this audiobook, grab your exact blueprint to unlock achievements like the elite do. Welcome to Audiobook World, your masterclass in self-improvement. Discover your inner compass, forge unbreakable resilience, and claim your legacy forever. Hit subscribe and use chapter timestamps below to navigate our 12-chapter journey. Start transforming now. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, fog-shrouded canyon. The wind whips around you, carrying whispers of dreams long buried. Below, a hidden path winds through jagged rocks and blooming wildflowers, a map unseen by most, leading to peaks that touch the stars. You've felt it, haven't you? That ache in your chest, the quiet fire urging you forward. This is no ordinary journey. This is your map of achievement unfolding. Step with me now. Let the mist part. Your transformation begins here. Chapter 1. Awakening the Inner Compass. Imagine a single flame flickering in the dead of night, casting long shadows across a room, heavy with unspoken dreams. That flame is you, small, persistent, waiting to roar into life. Right now, as my words reach you, feel it stir in your chest. You've chased shadows before, haven't you? Goals that slipped like sand through your fingers, leaving only the ache of what might have been. But tonight, everything shifts. This is the moment your inner compass awakens, pointing not to distant stars, but to the uncharted fire within your own heart. Listen closely. Your journey to true achievement begins here, in this quiet ignition. Let me take you to a dusty road in a forgotten corner of the world, where a young man named Theo knelt by a dry riverbed, his hands raw from digging for water that never came. For years he'd followed the paths others carved, steady job, safe routines, the nods of approval from those who never dared dream bigger. But deep inside, a whisper grew louder than the wind. This is not your river. One evening, as the sun bled red across the horizon, Theo closed his eyes and asked himself the question that changes everything. What pulls at my soul when no one is watching? In that silence, his inner compass sparked to life. Not a map drawn by others, but a living guide, etched by his own desires. You have one too. It's not some mystical gadget hidden in your DNA. It's the raw, honest pull of what makes your heart race. Think of it now. That project you've shelved, the passion dismissed as impractical, the quiet longing that surfaces in the hush before sleep. Achievement isn't born from force or frenzy. It emerges when you honor this compass, when you stop silencing its voice beneath the noise of shoulds and musts. I've seen it in lives transformed, not by luck, but by this first awakening. A mother who traded corporate ladders for painting sunsets that healed her spirit. A mechanic who built engines by day and wrote songs by night until the world caught up. Their secret, they listen. Feel the weight of that truth settle in you. Your inner compass doesn't shout, it hums, steady and true, like the pulse in your veins. Ignore it, and life becomes a maze of detours, regrets piling like autumn leaves. But awaken it, and paths unfold. Picture yourself standing at a crossroads, fog thick around you. One road leads to comfort's cage, predictable, dim, familiar. The other, wild, winding, alive with the scent of possibility. Your compass knows. It vibrates toward the wild one, the one where your gifts meet the world's needs. Now let's make this real for you. Pause with me, close your eyes if you can, or just breathe deep wherever you are. Ask yourself, what dream have I buried under excuses? What fire dims because I fear its burn? Don't rush the answer. Let it rise, like dawn mist. Maybe it's creating something beautiful. A book, a business, a home filled with laughter. or reclaiming your body, your voice, your unfiltered joy. Whatever it is, name it softly now, in the privacy of your mind. That's your compass calibrating, aligning north to your true self. This awakening demands courage, because the world loves to dim inner lights. Friends will question, doubts will whisper. Society's maps, degrees, titles, timelines will clash with yours. But here's the profound shift. Achievement isn't measured by their rulers, it's the distance you travel. True to your own bearing. Theo learned this when he left that dry riverbed, trading shovels for a small boat he carved from driftwood. Neighbors laughed, failures came, yet each stroke of his hands tuned his compass sharper, until one day that boat carried him to seas he'd only imagined. Reflect on your own buried sparks. Remember the child you were, eyes wide with wonder, before life layered on cautions. That child holds your compass still. Reclaim her, him, the one who knew without doubt what lit you up. In my years guiding souls through their fog, I've witnessed this moment again and again. A banker awakening to heal with music. An athlete turning coach to ignite others. Each time, the compass pointed inward first, revealing that achievement flows from alignment, not arrival. Let this foundation sink deep. The map of achievement is no rigid chart. It's alive, drawn by your awakening compass. It guides through valleys and peaks, but only if you trust its pull over the clamor outside. Feel the shift already. That subtle warmth, spreading, doubts receding like tide. You've taken the first step, not with fanfare, but with quiet power. This chapter isn't just words, it's your ignition key turning. As Theo launched his boat into uncertain waters, he glanced back one last time at the riverbed that held him. Then, with a steady hand on the tiller, he faced the horizon. Clarity awaited him there, sharp as a blade, ready to carve his path. Yours does too. In the next chapter, we'll trace those rivers of clarity together, turning vague yearnings into streams that lead unerringly home. Chapter 2. Tracing the rivers of clarity. Picture a vast desert at twilight, where a single drop of water strikes parched earth, sending cracks spiderwebbing outward until a hidden spring bursts forth, carving a lifeline through stone. That drop is your first moment of true clarity, small, unassuming, yet unstoppable. Feel it now, breaking through the haze of half-formed wishes that have kept you wandering. You've sensed it before, that frustrating fog where dreams blur into maybe someday. But in this chapter, we plunge into those rivers of clarity together. They don't just guide, they sculpt your path to achievement with unerring precision. Dive in with me. The waters arise. Theo's boat rocked gently on the open sea, but without a clear destination. Waves tossed him like driftwood. Days blurred into nights of circling, until exhaustion forced him to confront the truth. Vague horizons lead nowhere. He pulled ashore on a jagged islet, scratched a single word into the sand, why, and let the tide erase it again and again, until an answer etched itself deep, to sail uncharted coasts and map them for lost souls like his own. That word became his river, flowing steady, pulling him forward. Clarity isn't a sudden flood. It's the deliberate tracing of desire into direction, turning whispers into waterways that nourish every step. You know this pull in your own life. Those nights when ambition stirs but scatters like mist at dawn, wanting success without defining its shape, chasing freedom without naming its form. Achievement demands you trace those rivers yourself. Start simple, profoundly. What does your victory look like, touch like, sound like? Not the world's version, yours. See it vividly, the weight of a finished manuscript in your hands, the echo of applause in a room you built, The quiet peace of dawn runs, reclaiming your strength. Hold that image, let it carve through doubt's desert, revealing the fertile path beneath. Imagine Lena, an architect, trapped in sterile offices, sketching homes in secret on napkins. Her river lay buried under deadlines and approvals until one rainy afternoon she traced it aloud. I build sanctuaries where broken families heal. No more vague blueprints. She redesigned her life around that current. Night classes in sustainable design, pitching to eco-communities, pouring every spare hour into models that breathed life. Rejections flowed past like debris, but her river deepened, carrying her to her first commission, a home that mended a stranger's heart. Clarity turned her sketches into streams of purpose. Feel how this works in you, right now. Grab a pen if you can, or speak it silently. Trace your river, boil your deepest want down to one crystalline sentence. I create art that awakens courage. I lead teams that shatter limits. I nurture a legacy of wild, untamed love. Say it. Let it echo. This isn't fantasy, it's hydrology of the soul. Channels forming where intention flows pure. Muddy it with sort of, or if only, and stagnation sets in. But trace it clean, and momentum builds, pulling obstacles aside like river stones smoothed over time. This chapter's gift is the mirror of precision. Look into it. Society floods us with noisy maps, viral trends, overnight empires, hollow metrics of likes and followers. They drown true rivers. Yours runs deeper, personal, eternal. Recall the teacher who traded tenure for traveling classrooms. Her clarity, I ignite minds under open skies. Students flocked, her river swelled into a delta of impact. Or the chef whose fork traced flavors that heal old wounds, transforming family recipes into a haven for the grieving. Achievement blooms where clarity irrigates. Lush, undeniable. Breathe this truth into your bones. Tracing rivers isn't a one-time dig. It's daily renewal. Mornings, revisit your sentence. Evenings, ask, did my actions feed this flow today? Feel the shift, energy sharpening, decisions quickening, synchronicities appearing like fish in clear streams. I've walked beside countless wanderers who discovered this, the engineer tracing bridges between worlds, launching global collaborations, the dancer whose river read movement that frees the chained, filling theaters with liberated souls. Their lives prove it. Clarity doesn't just point, it propels. Let no vagueness claim you anymore. Your river awaits, tracing, hungry for the weight of your focus. Envision it now, waters sparkling under sun, carrying you effortlessly toward horizons once blurred. This is the power of the second mark on your map. Rivers that sustain through drought, merge with others, carve canyons of legacy. You've felt the first stirrings already, haven't you? That inner compass now has a current to follow. As Theo's river carried him past familiar shores, he spotted a chasm ahead, roaring rapids spanned by a fraying bridge, demanding a choice that would test his soul. Bold decisions loomed, planks hammered by heart and hand. Yours do too. In the next chapter, we'll forge that bridge together, crossing from dream to daring reality. Chapter 3. Forging the bridge of bold decision. Hear the thunder of rapids below, chasm yawning wide, its mist rising like the breath of forgotten ambitions. Theo stands at the edge, heart pounding, ropes of the swaying bridge frayed by storms past. One step back means safety sure forever. One step forward, unknown glory or abyss. Feel that tremor in your own legs right now. The same one that halts you at life's divides. This isn't just a crossing, it's the forge where bold decisions hammer dreams into destiny. Grip the ropes with me. Your bridge awaits its first plank. Theo stared into the froth. Waves snarling like beasts denied their prey. His river had led here, clarity sharp as the spray on his face, but the gap mocked him. Safe village or wild seas. Hours passed, sun climbing then plunging, until a memory surged, his father's voice cracked by regret. I chose ease, and it chose me back. No more. Theo drove the first stake into rock, muscles screaming, sweat mingling with tears, each plank a decision. Leave the familiar, risk scorn, embrace the roar. By dawn, the bridge held. He crossed, not unscathed but unbreakable. Boldness isn't recklessness, it's the deliberate crafting of spans no one else dares build. You face your chasm too, that relationship draining your light, the career chaining your wings, the habit whispering tomorrow. Bold decisions bridge them, not with grand gestures alone, but choices that scar and strengthen. They demand you name the cost up front. Lost comfort, raised voices, nights of doubt. Yet pay it, and the other side shimmers. Picture Marcus, a lawyer in silk ties, staring at case files that choked his soul. His river whispered adventure, but the bridge. Quit the firm, sell the condo, backpack through mountains to write his truth. Friends called madness. He hammered planks anyway. First blog post amid blisters, first book deal from a campfire pitch. Now his words bridge lives worldwide. Let this fire your forge. Boldness thrives on specificity. Not change my life, but today I end the toxic tie. Feel the weight, lift as you declare it. Science echoes ancient wisdom. Decisions release dopamine floods when aligned with your river, propelling you across. Hesitate, and paralysis sets in, bridges rotting untrod. I've stood with souls at these edges, a nurse forging I launch my healing center, trading shifts for blueprints. A father deciding I reclaim my children's wonder, quitting screens for park quests. Their crossings birthed empires of meaning. Breathe deep into this truth. Forging demands heat. Discomforts blaze tempers, steel. Expect resistance. Inner critics howling, outer worlds pulling back. Counter with ritual. Write the decision on paper. Burn the doubts it names. Speak it to a mirror till it owns you. Theo did, whispering to rapids. This bridge is mine. Midway, winds howled, planks creaked, but he pressed, each step proving his hands worthy. You will too. Recall your half-forged spans, the promotion you almost chased, the boundary you nearly set. Finish them now. Achievement's core pulses here. Bold decisions don't wait for perfect weather. Envision the span complete, feet firm on new ground, chasm conquered. This mark on your map isn't optional, it's the hinge swinging from intention to impact. Societies celebrate crosses post-victory, forgetting the hammer's swing. You honor it now. Feel the empowerment rising, that subtle steel in your spine. Decisions compound like bridge cables, each adding tensile strength for greater leaps ahead. No half measures claim this power. A teacher I knew faced her chasm. Stay silent or speak for the silenced. She forged nightly, scripting speeches from scars, crossing to stages that amplified thousands. Her bridge, now trod by protégés. Your bold choice ripples the same family inspired, strangers emboldened. Forge it today, one decision, vivid and voiced. Let it echo. As Theo reached the far shore, wind-whipped but whole, denser woods loomed, tangled roots, and gathering storms testing every fiber. Resilience would root him there, gripping earth when gales raged. Yours calls. In the coming chapter we'll navigate those forests together, emerging not just across, but deeper. Chapter 4. Navigating the forests of resilience. Lightning splits the sky, thunder crashing, as ancient trees whip in fury, branches clawing like desperate hands. Theo stumbles into the heart of the forest, rain lashing his face, roots snagging his feet in the mud. No path here, just endless green chaos, swallowing light. Feel the storm in your own bones right now, the one that bends you low when bridges behind fade and horizons ahead vanish. This isn't defeat, it's the forest of resilience calling you deeper. Roots down, grip tight with me. Survival isn't enduring, it's thriving through the rage. Theo huddled against a massive trunk, water pooling in his boots, the gale howling his name as mockery. Days blurred, food scarce, trails vanished, despair whispering retreat. But in that deluge, he remembered the rivers carved through stone, not by force, but unyielding presence. Resilience roots like that oak before him, invisible tendrils clutching earth when surface snaps. He whispered to the wind, "Bend me but break me never." Small acts followed, shelter from fronds, berries foraged by feel, stories told to stars piercing clouds. The storm passed. He emerged, not scarred frail, but woven stronger, roots drinking deep from trials. You've entered these woods too. That promotion lost to politics, love shattered on jagged words, health betraying when needed most. Resilience isn't steel armor, it's living roots, flexible yet fierce, drawing nourishment from what tries to drown you. It awakens when you reframe the gale. Not punishment but forge. Picture Sophia, barista by day, poet by soul, her manuscript rejected 47 times. Forest closed in, bills mounting, doubts devouring verses. She rooted anyway. Morning pages amid tears, readings to empty rooms, feedback carved into growth. 48th submission, published, voices worldwide echoing her survival song. Let this truth anchor you. Resilience builds in layers. First, presence. Breathe the storm's full fury, without flight. Feel it rage. Then name it. This wind sharpens my sail. Second, micro-victories. Kindle fire from wet wood, one twig at a time. I've witnessed it transform a single dad, job axed in recession's bite, rooting family nights into unbreakable bonds. Now his consulting firm thrives on that depth. Or Elena, artist blinded by diagnosis, fingers fumbling clay anew. Her roots tactile sculptures born from dark galleries, now celebrating her unseen light. Breathe into your depths now. Recall your fiercest gale, the layoff that freed hidden talents, the heartbreak birthing self-love's bloom. Resilience harvests there, turning debris to fertile soil. Ritualize it. Post-storm journal. What roots grew today? Walks in wild places, feet mirroring soul's grip. Science whispers ancient secrets. Adversity rewires brains for wisdom, thicker neural trunks, enduring future blasts. Theo lived it, carving notches on bark. For each dawn survived, tally becoming map. No shallow soil claims this power. Surface dwellers snap. Rooted ones sway, drawing from aquifers unseen. Envision Javier, entrepreneur bankrupted twice, forest of foreclosures and shame. He rooted rituals, dawn gratitude amid ruins, mentors from ashes. Third venture, empire-sustaining communities. Your forests thicken with invitation, storms sculpt, winds pollinate, shadows teach, sight beyond eyes. Feel the surge already? That quiet power uncoiling, ready to weather worlds. This mark pulses alive. Resilience, not as grit alone, but sacred entanglement with life's wild pulse. It feeds rivers ahead, strengthens bridges crossed. You've navigated gales before, emerging with stories etched in strength. Honor them, plant deeper now, one intentional root, a habit unbroken, a boundary unyielding. As Theo pushed from the forest's edge, sunlight-piercing canopy, a yawning cave loomed, dark maw promising treasures or traps, lit only by inner flame. Self-belief would kindle there, torches from triumphs past. Yours beckons next. In the coming chapter, we'll illuminate those depths together, shadows fleeing before your light. Chapter 5. Illuminating the caves of self-belief. Darkness presses in, cool stone walls closing like doubts unspoken, the drip of water echoing your hesitant breath. Theo edges into the cave's throat, torch sputtering in his trembling grip, shadows dancing mess on every ridge. One false step, and the void claims you. Feel that chill now, crawling up your spine. The same cave where not enough breeds in every crevice of your mind. This isn't terror, it's invitation to self-belief's forge. Strike the flint with me. Your inner light hungers to blaze, banishing shadows forever. Theo's flame nearly died in the first gust. Memories assailing village mocks, failed launches, faces turned away. The cave amplified them, boulders of unworthy blocking advance. But he knelt, gathering embers from pockets, small proofs etched in memory. The boat that floated, despite leaks, a fisherman's nod after storm aid, hands that mended nets through nights. He fed them to the flame, whispering, "These sparks birthed me, they light me still." Torch steadied, revealing veins of quartz gleaming like hidden strengths. Self-belief isn't born whole, it's kindled from triumphs past, however faint, illuminating paths, doubt concealed. Your cave mirrors this depth. Promotions passed over, loves unmet, ventures crumbled, echoes, feeding shadows. Self-belief purses them by collecting sparks deliberate. Right now, summon yours, the presentation nailed under pressure. The friend lifted from despair, the body pushed through dawn's first mile. List them mentally, 10 at minimum. These aren't boasts, they're fuel. Speak them aloud in your mirror cave. I crafted that solution from chaos. I held space for healing. I rose when gravity pulled. Feel the warmth spread. Shadows recall. Achievement stalls in dark. It accelerates in self-lit truth. Meet Aisha, librarian shrouded in stacks. Dreams of storytelling buried under too ordinary. Her cave? Endless rejections from publishers, voice cracking at open mics. She gathered sparks, children's eyes wide at her tales, poems cherished by co-workers, words that soothed her sister's grief, nightly rituals, jar of notes, each aglow. One evening, she read to a cafe crowd, torch blazing, applause thundered, book deal followed. Her belief? Not arrogance, but acknowledgement of inner quartz. Now jewelry for the world. Anchor this in your core. Self-belief cultivates through practice. Dawn affirmations rooted in evidence, not air. I am the one who fills the blank with sparks. Science unveils the alchemy. Affirmations rewire neural caves, strengthening belief circuits like torchlight, etching stone. I've guided wanderers here. A coder, sparks from bug hunts won, illuminating app empires. A caregiver, proofs of lives touched, birthing wellness retreats. Their caves transformed to cathedrals of confidence, walls adorned with victory etchings. No dim corners tolerate this light. Shadows thrive on isolation. Belief demands declaration. Envision Raj, salesman, battered by doors slammed, cave echoing failure's face. He collected sparks, deals closed in whispers, clients retained through loyalty, shared them in masterminds, torch passed. Promotion came, then leadership of teams who mirrored his glow. Your sparks compound similarly, voiced, they magnetize opportunities, dissolve impossible illusions. Feel the expansion, that radiant certainty uncoiling, ready to scale heights ahead. This mark throbs with sacred fire. Self-belief as eternal torchbearer, handed through life's tunnels. It honors your unique quartz, no two caves identical, each light irreplaceable. You've glimpsed yours flickering already, shadows thinning, nurture it, weekly spark hunts. Shared flames with kin, achievement's engine revs here, propelling past mere survival to sovereign creation. As Theo's torch revealed the cave's far arch, sheer cliffs rose beyond, demanding swings of focused action to ascend. Pickaxe in hand, momentum his ally. Yours rises too. In the next chapter we'll scale those heights together, grip firm, summit calling. Chapter 6. Scaling the cliffs of focused action. Granite towers pierce the clouds, sheer faces mocking with icy grip, wind shrieking like forgotten promises. Theo hangs midway, pickaxe biting stone one desperate swing at a time, muscles burning, abyss yawning below. No room for scattered strikes, each must count or plummet. Feel that vertigo in your gut now, the same cliff where good intentions shatter on distractions' rocks. This isn't climb or die, it's the pulse of focused action demanding your all. Swing true with me. Your summit hungers for the rhythm of relentless precision. Eo's arms trembled, cave light fading behind, but his river's clarity etched the route. Highest holds first, no glancing at side paths. Distractions clawed, echoes of village comforts, phantom easier routes, but he locked eyes on the next crack swing, secure, repeat. Hours bled into ritual, breath steady, mind tunneled to stone's texture, body's protest silenced by purpose. Midway ledge granted pause, he notched progress, fueling the final assault. Summit crowned him not by wish, but by action's unswerving arrow. Focus isn't effort scattered, it's laser through stone, carving holes where none existed. Your cliffs rise similarly. Ideas swarm like birds, but achievement scales with one beak piercing true. That novel outline gathering dust, fitness plan diluted by scrolls, business pitch lost in busy work, focused action claims them. It begins with the sacred no to emails mid-flow, to quick checks fracturing momentum, to shiny detours from your river. Choose one hold today. The page turned, rip completed, call dialed without escape. Feel the grip solidify. Action's alchemy transmutes will into wingspan. Consider Nadia, violinist in orchestra shadows, solos dreamed, but drowned in practice drifts. Her cliff, symphony auditions, notes flawless yet fractured by wandering mind. She forged focus, 1 hour blocks, phone entombed, ears sealed to world's hume, swing after swing, scales sharpened, pieces owned. Audition day, her bow carved air like pickaxe, principal chair hers, focus turned amateur trembles to maestro command. Stage now her summit. Embed this in your marrow. Focused action rituals awaken power, environment as ally. Desk cleared, cues stacked, timers as sentinels, guarding flow states where hours vanish in creation. Neuroscience nods to ancients. Deep work thickens prefrontal forests, pruning distraction vines for peak performance groves. I've seen it ignite. A writer, blocks tunneled to daily 500 words, birthing bestsellers. An inventor, garage hours laser-locked, patent storms conquered, their swings echo. Precision begets momentum, holds multiplying into handrails for masses. No divided gaze summits here. Half-hearted chips crumble. Full devotion etches empires. Visualize Tomas, farmer's son, eyeing tech frontiers. Days split between fields and code. Cliff mocked his scatterbugs, unfixed. Features half-born. He chose dawn codes only. Fields delegated. App launched. Users surged. Farms automated via profits. Your focus compounds identically. First hold unlocks second. Rhythm births ecstasy of flow. Sense it, building. That unstoppable ascent. Distractions dust below. This mark thrums with warrior grace. Focused action as life's true currency. Traded for heights others glimpse from base. It honors your rivers carve, bridges forge, roots grip, now propelled skyward. You've scaled many cliffs before, holds etched in quiet winds, claim larger now. One pure hour daily, guarded fiercely. As Theo crested the final ridge, golden valleys unfolded below, blooms nodding in breeze, inviting pause for gratitude's harvest. Gifts hidden in journey's toil, yours blooms next. In the coming chapter we'll gather those abundances together, valleys nourishing the path ahead. Chapter 7. Harvesting the Valleys of Gratitude. Sun-drenched valleys unfold like open palms, wildflowers swaying in golden light, air thick with the honeyed scent of unexpected blooms. Theo crests the cliff's edge, legs quivering from the climb, and sinks into grass, soft as forgiveness. Here, after tempests and trials, abundance whispers welcome. Feel that exhale in your chest now, the rare hush where striving yields to receiving. This isn't mere rest, it's gratitude's sacred harvest, reaping gifts sown in shadows past. Kneel with me in this valley. Your hands ache to gather what the journey has ripened. Theo traced fingers through soil, still warm from storms, unearthing roots that fed his ascent. Rain once cursed, now nourishing, winds that bent him now scattered seeds. No tally of lacks, instead, awe at the quiet miracles, a spring bubbling clear, berries plump from patient sun, the sturdy staff carved from fallen branch. Gratitude bloomed there, not as polite thanks, but visceral harvest bowls filled, spirit replenished. He lingered days, naming each gift aloud, valleys transforming barren climbs into fertile promise. Gratitude isn't sentiment, it's the alchemist turning leaden trials to golden yield. Your valleys mirror this grace. Amid the grind, deadlines crushing, savings thinning, doors half shut, gifts hide in plain sight, breath steady through panic, allies emerging unasked, wisdom sharpened by scrapes. Harvesting shifts the lens from not enough to precisely this. Start tonight. 3 gifts voiced before sleep. The stranger's smile piercing gloom. Body's resilience post-ache. Lesson gleaned from stumble. Feel the soil loosen. Abundance multiplies where attention tills. Witness Clara, widow in echoing house. Valley after loss. Avalanche. Empty chairs. Silenced laughter. Her harvest began small. Sunrise painting windows gold, neighbors pie through grief's fog, memories woven into quilts, nightly naming deepened roots. She hosted circles sharing stories, house alive again. Books poured from her pen, healing global hearts. Gratitude turned her valley from grave to garden, blooms sustaining far beyond. Let this seep into your roots. Gratitude rituals awaken plenty. Dawn inventories, not grand strokes, but granular coffee's warmth. Child's unprompted hug, traffic's pause birthing reflection. Ancient sages knew, modern scans confirm, mural blooms flourish, stress vines wither, creativity cascades like valley streams. I've walked these meadows with souls, a refugee, gifts in language bridges, built now interpreter empires, entrepreneur post-failure. Thanks for clarity gained, ventures exploding, their harvests prove, gratitude fuels, not follows, achievements feast. No barren gaze reaps here. Scarcity blinds, thankful eyes uncover troves. Picture Liam, actor in bit-part shadows, valley of auditions fruitless. He harvested nuances, coaches wisdom, stage time's craft, rejections honing. Gratitude journal swelled, lead role landed, gratitude's glow lighting marquees. Yours compounds the same, named gifts, magnetize more, valleys linking into landscapes of legacy. Sense the fullness rising, that heart expansion, lack dissolving like mist. This mark radiates quiet power, gratitude as eternal sower, scattering seeds for unforeseen springs. It honors compasses pull, rivers flow, roots grip, now crowned in bloom. You've tasted valley sweetness before, fleeting thanks amid rush. Linger longer now, one deepened harvest daily, shared aloud, as Theo rose from golden fields, parched sands stretched ahead, desert testing discipline's canteen, mirages taunting the unwary. Yours shimmers next. In the coming chapter we'll cross those wastes together. Steps measured, oasis calling. Chapter 8. Crossing the deserts of discipline. Your desert sprawls too. Gym memberships gathering dust, language apps ignored, portfolio sketched then shelved. Discipline crosses them with non-negotiable rhythm. It whispers no to whims, snooze buttons slain, screens dimmed at dark, treats traded for toil. Begin with one sip, chain unbreakable, bed by 10, pen at 6, reps unbroken. Feel the shift. Sands part under steady tread, momentum cooling fevered doubt. Behold mirror, dancer in studio mirrors, mocking her form. Desert of plateaus, where leaps stalled. Audiences faded, body betrayed with aches unheeded. She rationed discipline, dawn pliers, rain or shine. Videos reviewed mercilessly. Rest coded as recovery, not retreat. Let this etch your will. Discipline rituals birth endurance. Trackers marking streaks like star maps. Accountability pacts with souls aligned. Rewards delayed till June's crested. Brains echo desert's truth. Habits groove neural sands into superhighways. Willpower conserved for wilder winds. I've trekked with nomads of purpose. Chef, pre-dawn prep, through feasts, tempting slack. Michelin stars quenched, coder code blocks amid parties pulsing. Software seas navigated. Their canteens prove discipline sustains when springs run dry. No wanderer's whim endures here. Indulgence mirages mock. Disciplined gaze pierces to palms true. Envision Kareem, trader bankrolled, then bankrupted by impulse buys. Desert of debts scorching. He rationed, journals audited nightly. Spends vetoed till proven. Mentors as mirage detectors. Portfolio swelled, freedoms funded. Yours mirrors habits compound, drops to floods. Deserts linking to legacies lush. Thirst sharpens now, that iron resolve hardening. Steps sinking to destiny's beat. This mark pulses with austere beauty. Discipline as life's hidden aquifer, tapped by those who march when feet scream halt. It crowns compass, rivers, roots, now hydrated for horizons vast. You've rationed sips before, fleeting fasts amid feasts. Guard fiercer now, one habit chained eternal. As Theo crested final June, palm groves parted to wrought iron gates, groves sacred beyond guarded by bonds unseen. Connections keys awaited, unlocking realms shared. Yours gleams next. In the coming chapter, we'll pass those thresholds together, hands joined in purpose. Chapter 9. Unlocking the gates of connection. Towering gates of wrought iron loom amid lush groves, vines twisting like veins of forgotten alliances, locks gleaming with keys, forged in trust alone. Theo approaches, desert dust still clinging, hand outstretched to rusted bars that bar sacred inner realms, yet yield only to bonds unbreakable. Feel the pull in your palm now that ache for hands to clasp across divides, turning solo trails to shared triumphs. This isn't isolation's end, it's connection's dawn, where souls converge to amplify destinies. Turn the key with me, your tribe awaits beyond. Theo rattled the gates, voice hoarse from sands, echoing into silence. No force prevailed, brute strength bent bars not. Then memory stirred, wanderers met en route, fisher sharing nets, climber trading holds. He called their names into wind, not commands, but invitations. Join this map's unfolding. Echoes returned as footsteps. Hands appeared with oils for hinges, stories unlocking tumblers. Gates swung wide to groves alive with counsel, shared fires, mirrored visions. Connection isn't addition, it's multiplication, keys exchanged in vulnerability, realms revealed through relational alchemy. Your gates stand similarly. Lone wolves prowl edges, achievements half-realized without allies' eyes, sharpening blades. That mentor unseen, collaborator unspoken, community untapped connections, unlock them. Begin with giving. Offer insight unasked. Listen without agenda, value delivered before value drawn. Feel the hinges loosen. Tribes form not by need, but by nourishment. Mutual. Gates parting for flows exponential. Meet Zara, inventor in garage gloom. Prototypes gleaming, yet grounded by solo limits. Gates mocked her isolation, funding elusive, markets mysterious. She keyed outward, forums seeded with free blueprints, coffees pitched to makers met online, failures shared raw, hands extended back, investors fueled, coders co-built, launches collective, patent empire bloomed, her garage now hub. Connections turned solitary sparks to bonfires communal, illuminating paths for multitudes. Let this weave into your web. Connection rituals birth synergy, circles curated of challengers kind, weekly shares of wins and wounds, introductions as sacred rites. Ancients wove tribes for survival. Neurons mirror today, mirror cells firing in sync. Ideas cross-pollinating like grove vines. I've crossed thresholds with kindred baker, loaves shared birthing co-op chains, healer circles held spawning global retreats. Their keys prove no gate solitary endures, bonds forge passages eternal. No lone ranger claims this realm. Self-reliance blinds. Connected gaze multiplies vistas. Envision Diego, musician busking shadows, gates of stages sealed. He keyed streets, collabs with buskers, tracks gifted producers, gigs traded favors, festival slots unlocked, albums soared on shared streams. Yours entangles same, one outreach weekly, value first, realms rippling, warmth spreads now, that belonging surge, isolation evaporating like dew. This mark hums with relational symphony, connection as life's grand archway, framing solos into symphonies divine. It crowns compasses north, rivers carve, disciplines march, now echoed in chorus. You've brushed gates before, fleeting handshakes, amid haste, unlock deeper now, one bond nurtured true. As gates sealed behind, revealing sacred groves, climbed to icy summits ahead, winds lashing peaks where adversity crowns or crushes, yours howls next. In the coming chapter we'll weather those heights together, gales forging legends unbowed. Chapter 10. Weathering the summits of adversity. Icy gales, Scream across razor summits, snow stinging like 1,000 accusations, visibility swallowed by whiteout fury, where one misstep means eternal plunge. Theo claws toward the peak, body numb, lungs searing, every gust a reminder of frailty against nature's wrath. No glory without this gauntlet, the summit not reward, but crucible. Feel the blizzard whip your face now, the adversity that crowns or claims the bold. This isn't breaking point, it's legend's birth, where gales lift the worthy skyward. Hunker down with me, your peak pierces clouds through storm's embrace. Theo's fingers froze to ice axes, visions blurring, gates warmth, valleys bloom, deserts hard-won springs, all taunting retreat. Winds hurled him sideways, ledge crumbling underfoot, yet he wedged into crevasse, breath ragged, whispering to gale, "Lift me, or level me, but yield you will." Adversity unveiled its secret, not enemy, but sculptor, chiseling excess to reveal core strength. He adapted ropes repurposed as sails catching updrafts, snow packed into shelters, pace synced to gusts' rhythm, dawn pierced, summit bowed. Adversity doesn't end journeys, it elevates them to myth. Your summits howl too. Betrayals cresting like avalanches, health crumbling mid-stride, empires toppled by unseen tremors, adversity's whiteouts blind most. Yet reframe each blast, a blade honing edge, losses lightening load for loftier arcs. Grip this now. Name your gale, this fracture frees my flight. Act amid howl pivot swift. Alliances doubled, lessons logged like summit notches. Feel the lift, winds that shatter the rigid buoy, the flexible. Gaze upon Layla, mountaineer turned paraplegic in one rogue fall. Summit dreams pulverized with spine. Whiteout of hospitals, mirrors mocking wheels. She harnessed gale, Atite gear prototyped. Teams rallied for paraclimbs. Story channeled into docks igniting movements. Everest base. She wheeled, WAN's allies now. Global Federation born, peaks redefined. Adversity chiseled her from climber to conqueror, unbound. Let this infuse your ascent. Adversity rituals transmute torment. Post-gust autopsies, what wind taught flight. Allies summoned as anchors, visions reaffirmed in roar. Sages endured blizzards for enlightenment. Synapses today forge anti-fragile webs, thriving on tension's forge. I've summited with storm wrestlers, founder, market crashers, cyclone spawning, diversified dynasties, artist, theft's tempest, birthing unbreakable vaults of vision. Their crests proclaim adversity accelerates authentic altitude. No sheltering base camps this realm. Fragile souls descend. Gale dancers soar higher. Picture Ronan, director's reel rejected in festival frosts. Funding frozen solid. Blizzard bit, rewrites, raged through nights. Sleepless casts recast from unknowns fierce. Premier's self-funded guerrilla, Oscar nods thawed. Legacy etched in ice. Yours surges same one adaptation fierce. Storms seeding symphonies. Power courses now. That unyielding poise. Peaks parting for you. This mark roars with defiant splendor. Adversity as heaven's hammer. Crowning maps with spires eternal. It weaves compass's quest, discipline's march. Connections chorus. Now gale-tempered gold. You've weathered blasts before. Scars as silent summits scaled. Embrace fiercer now. One gale greeted as guide. As Theo planted staff on snow-crusted crown, vast plateaus unfurled below, horizons merging sky and earth, inviting breath for reflection's polish. Yours stretches next. In the coming chapter, we'll traverse those expanses together, wisdom distilling from winds weathered. Chapter 11, claiming the plateaus of reflection. Endless plateaus sweep horizon to horizon, golden grasses whispering under vast skies where earth kisses cloud, silence so profound it hums with the echoes of every step taken. Theo stands at summit's edge, wind-torn cloak, fluttering like a banner of battles won, the world below a tapestry woven from his scars and triumphs. No more scramble or storm, just boundless space inviting pause, breath, and gaze inward. Feel that expansive quiet settle in your lungs now, the plateau where reflection polishes raw journey into timeless wisdom. Recline with me here. Your map refines in this sacred hush. Theo traced back with eyes first. Canyons fog lift, rivers patient carve, bridges hammered planks, forest roots clutching gale, cave sparks kindled bright. Each mark a story, etched in flesh, fears as fertile furrows, joys as guiding stars. He sat cross-legged, staff across knees, not rushing forward, but unraveling threads. What patterns bind my path? Where did fear feign as fate? Insights bloomed like plateau wildflowers, compass trusted too late, clarity sharpened by loss, connections deepened in desert thirst. Reflection didn't halt, it honed, turning lived chaos into compass eternal. Your plateaus call similarly. Amid momentum's rush, deadlines devouring, winds stacking hastily, pause claims power. Reflection distills, weekly retreats, journals querying what served, what sabotaged, course corrections carved, no self-flagellation, grace-filled autopsy, patterns unveiled like hidden springs. Feel the clarity crystallize, journeys rewrote, not by force, but insight's gentle hand. Behold Nora, voyager from cubicle chains to coastal retreats. Plateau after venture's vertigo, launches soared, then sputtered, teams fractured mid-flight. She claimed space, dawn cliffsides, queries scribed, rush masked my blind spots, solitude revealed team heart needs. Patterns emerged, over-delegation diluted vision, neglect of rest, eroded resolve. Pivots followed, core rituals reclaimed, alliances realigned, empire stabilized, retreats now birthing others' maps. Reflection turned her plateau from limbo to lighthouse. Let this infuse your expanse. Reflection rituals awaken mastery. Solitude scheduled, sacred, questions as compasses. Winds whisper what, wounds teach how. Patterns plotted like star charts. Elders sought plateaus for prophecy. Minds today consolidate memory palaces, insights integrating into intuition's vault. I've lingered with reflectors profound, architect, post-collapse reviews, rebuilding resilient spans, poet verse weaves from life's loom, yielding anthologies eternal. Their expanses affirm, reflection accelerates, not arrests, ascents art. No hurried strides traverse this realm. Blur blinds, reflective gaze maps infinities. Envision Silas, navigator of markets, turbulent, plateau after portfolio plunge. Trades triumphant, then torpedoed. He claimed hush ledgers revisited, emotions charted, greed gusted off course, patience plotted true. Patterns pivoted portfolios to perennials, mentoring flocks now. Yours unfolds, same one query daily, grace guiding, wisdom wellspring surging. Serenity swells now, that crystalline calm paths illumined ahead. This mark shimmers with introspective grace. Reflection as life's master distiller, refining ordeals to essence pure. It crowns compass's quest, gales weathered, gates unlocked, now etched indelible. You've glimpsed plateaus, fleeting, rushes robbing riches, claim fuller now one intentional pause weekly, patterns prized. As Theo rose from grasses wisdom woven, infinite horizons beckoned, one peak yielding endless next, legacies called to chart for souls unseen. Yours dawns eternal. In the final chapter we'll embrace that boundless vista together, maps multiplying beyond self. Chapter 12. The Eternal Horizon of Legacy. Infinite horizons unfurl like scrolls of endless possibility, one sun-kissed peak, dissolving into the next, the earth curving away in waves of conquered canyons and whispered winds carrying echoes of every stride. Theo stands at the plateau's vast rim, map unrolled in his weathered hands, not ink on parchment, but living lines etched by his life's fierce pulse, now ready to pass into hands unseen. No finality here, just the eternal call to multiply your marks for souls yet to awaken. Feel that boundless pull in your horizon now, the legacy urging you beyond self to eternity's embrace. Unfurl your scroll with me. The world hungers for your line. Theo gazed back one last time. Compass sparked in night's hush. Rivers traced through doubt's drought. Bridges forged in heart's fire. Roots gripping storm-torn earth. Caves lit by belief's blaze. Cliffs scaled in action's rhythm. Valleys harvested golden. Deserts crossed by discipline's thirst. Gates unlocked in connection's clasp. Summits weathered to legend. Plateaus polished wise. Each scar a stroke. Triumph a star. His map, no private trophy, but seed for wanderers adrift. He knelt by a fire, inscribing not commands but questions. What calls your north? What rivers carve your soul? Dawn broke. Travelers gathered, scrolls shared, their steps sinking to his rhythm. Legacy isn't endpoint, it's ignition, your journey kindling countless flames. Your horizon mirrors this infinity. Achievements stacked like peaks, yet true summit lies in ripples. Children inspired by your unyielding dawn, rises, strangers lifted by art born of your caves, communities reshaped by bridges you hammered, legacy crafts now mentor one lost soul weekly, document your map's marks for digital dawns, create tools turning personal rivers into public streams, feel the expansion, self dissolves into service, horizons multiplying as hands grasp your scroll. Witness Alara, seamstress in threadbare tenement, horizons hemmed by poverty's fray, her map, garments mending neighbors' wounds, stories sewn into hems, healing hearts, she unfurled. Workshops teaching stitches as survival, fabrics funding schools, patterns passed to daughters dreaming design empires, fashion houses now bear her lines, villages clothed in dignity. Legacy turned her needle to nations weave, horizons hers forever. Let this crown your core. Legacy rituals eternalize impact. Archives, built of lessons, lived apprenticeships as sacred rites, creations scaled for souls afar, ancestors etched caves with hunts for heirs, legacies today, viralize wisdom compounding echoes across epochs. I've witnessed horizons blaze, teacher, lesson plans birthing global curricula, builder, homes housing hope's heirs. Their scrolls affirm, legacy liberates, turning finite flesh to infinite fire. No solitary peaks endure here. Hoarding dims, sharing set suns ablaze. Envision Tariq, silversmith in market shadows. Horizons bounded by bazaar's barter. He unfurled. Apprentices taught alloys of dream metal. Heirlooms engraved with map mottos. Markets multiplied via traveling kin. Guilds rose bearing his forge mark, generations gleaming. Yours cascades same, one mark multiplied daily. Echoes endearing. Exaltation swells now, that transcendent thrill, self-transcended. This final mark blazes with cosmic fire. Legacy as life's grand replication, maps birthing maps in endless dawn. It completes Compass's quest, Gale's gifts, reflections refine, now immortal ink. You've etched horizons subtle, ripples unnamed. Launch bolder now, one legacy act, launch true. You've traversed the full map, canyons conquered, horizons claimed eternal. Carry its lines not as burden, but wings, awaken daily with compass true, trace rivers bold, forge bridges fierce, root deep in gales, light caves ablaze, scale with focus unyielding, harvest valleys, lush, ration deserts, wise, unlock gates wide, weather summits sovereign, reflect plateaus profound, legacy horizons infinite. Your cartographer of destinies now, step forth, world remade in your wake. The journey endures, thank you for walking with me.